Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Pungo Paints, Trooper 6, here with our Let's Paint. We're continuing with our khorne Night Lord, and since we were talking about the Flesh Terror Red on here, I figured I would give you some comparison so we can see how nice and crisp and I guess bright. Here we have my khorne Flesh Terror, and you can see just how much darker that is. That is partly because of the shade oil. That was the cheat oil that was used, and this is also the model that I used without primer. And as you can see, I didn't have any issues. Didn't have any issues at all. One day I might do a closer look at this guy. See if we can get his face up in there. Yeah, the face came out much better than I thought. I'm not the greatest with the eyes, so I gave him red eyes. But the khorne symbol and his bloody mouth, that all came out very nice, honestly. I haven't been able to look at it in this kind of format, so my apologies for stroking my own ego there. Either way, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a comparison to what the red would look like without it. I'm sure you probably already know, but still, it's always nice to have a little bit of a comparison. That shoulder, that took me like 3 different tries. It ended up lopsided on one side of the pauldron. Then I tried it again and it just wasn't working, so I had to wet it and erase it and repaint it again and again. Yeah, real fun process. Totally recommend anyone try that. Yeah, I've never been the best with the freehand, like I said. But anyway, so it's time to do some of these other bits here. So I think we're going to focus on the leather and the skin tones and that belt. I wish the belt didn't have studs because that's just more little details to have to go in there and paint, but hey, it's part of the process, right? So yeah, let's start off with those natural elements. We're gonna get back our oak brown because that other spot has pretty much dried up on me, so I'm just going to right next to it, bloop. We don't need a lot. That's still way more than I need, but is whatever. Is whatever. Okay. Should we use this brush? We should be okay. We should be okay. Okay. Let me search for flesh tone real quick. I should have had it out. Do I have it out? No, I don't. Flesh tone, flesh tone. No, not tanned flesh. We want to go with some barbarian flesh. That's what we're going to go for the drapery on him. And we'll just throw you there. Okie dokie. So, what do you say we kick this pig and get all this going? All right. Depending, but I'm pretty sure this guy should end up on my Etsy, so if anybody would like him, if he's not gone by then, by all means. And at the moment, unless things change for me, they are being sold for relatively pretty cheap, all things considered. You know, how expensive minis can be, time and effort, supplies to paint everything. That was actually one of the nicest compliments somebody gave me at Comic-Con. Was he looked at my prices and he was like, dude, you are selling these for way less than they are worth. And I was like, well, thank you. Honestly, at least from a business standpoint, I'm not trying to scare you people off with stupidly high prices. I mean, some of them are priced accordingly, in my opinion, but others, yeah, I knocked the price down a little bit just to kind of move some product and gain people's interest. And plus, the following is not as big as I would like it at the moment to, I guess, justify the higher prices. I know what I can do when it comes to quality and everything. I feel like some of my ideas, some are pretty original. If they're not, it's whatever. I just kind of try to let the work speak for itself. I think since that is going to be flesh toned, we should probably just do that in a black and then dry brush. We'll dry brush maybe a flesh tone over it, and that'll give it a nice little contrast there. Either way. Yeah, I've listed my guys pretty cheap. Like I said, all things considered. And I guess before I forget, I should do a call to arms. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. And go ahead and throw us some free support, man. As in, like the video if you do like it. Hell, even if you don't like it, you can dislike. That's fine. I'm not going to tell you what to do exactly. You like what you like. Go ahead and subscribe for more. Like I said, we do have bigger plans in the future. I have ideas for other types of videos. Pretty much like highlighting a model. Things that I might have been proud of. Possibly tutorials. I know there's just a million tutorial videos out there and whatnot. So the tutorial thing is kind of up in the air. I don't know if I really want to bother with any of that. That's really, I want to say that's up to y'all. If y'all would like to see me do some kind of tutorial, share some ideas, shed some more light on some of my techniques, especially if I pick up something new. If you want me to try something new, by all means, let me know. I will let you know, depending on my paints, is going to be depending on my frustration level of certain things. My army painter stuff, I'm still working out the kinks with some of the colors, but like my blues just don't apply that well. Same thing with the greens. The yellow can be a little funky. The red can definitely be a little funky. I haven't used my dragon red, which is darker, of course, than that pure red. I haven't used that in a while. So when it comes to how it would apply, I can't remember. So we can always find out together. One model, now that I'm thinking about it, that I might do just to kind of showcase that you really can do it. I'm sure somebody else might have already done it, but either way, is painting a model that is not primed. It can be tricky depending on the paints that you use, but I think it should be more or less easy enough to handle. Just going to take a look at this backpack real quick, make sure I don't need to do something else. No, that'll be all. That'll all be fine. Okay. Well, I guess that was it for the brown. Okay. Like I said, that was way too much that I put down there. But maybe we'll get an idea back there. So, oh man, I remember I had talked about some concerts before, and there's a couple upcoming concerts that I really wish we could go to, but we just don't have. Frankly, we don't have the money for it. We don't have the time for it really either. There's one coming up next month. My sister really wants to go. She's seen them before. She's been dying for me to go and see them. They're definitely on my bucket list, and that would be The Cure. I want to say they're in Richmond that they're coming. And that would be fantastic if I could go see them. Barbarian Flesh, just hang out back there. I would love to do that. But again, that comes to time, and Honestly, money. That comes down to money. We have to be careful with our money these days, as most of you are probably very aware of. Ironic, a miniature painter talking about money. We all know how it can be. Alright, this is that barbarian flesh. As you can see, it's pretty darn bright right now, but that is all part of the plan. It'll help break up a lot of that that red, give a nice little contrast to it. But yeah, I would love to go to some of these concerts that are coming around. Yeah, definitely the Crow. I know Bad Fish, Sublime Cover, or Sublime Tribute, I should say. They're coming back around, of course. And my friends are wanting to go, but a few of us just, we can't swing it. We can't swing it this year. It's unfortunate. Part of the reason I bring all of this up is because I finally thought of some music to do. While I was taking a short break, I was looking at some of the miniatures that I had done. I was looking at them online because, as you know, I'm one for music, so I like to put certain music with whatever mini to try to capture the feeling of that miniature, or maybe it was just something funny. It honestly depends. Either way, I blotched that. Oh well. And I had 9 Inch Nails going, so I figured I'd throw some 9 Inch Nails live on, and that's what we're rocking out to right now. So if anything, cool. 9 Inch Nails would probably do very good for Slanesh. Not exactly a Khorne thing. I should throw on some death metal or something for that, but that's okay. I had the inkling to listen to 9 Inch Nails, at least for a little bit. I haven't listened to this whole live recording in a while. We might throw a little bit something a little heavier on. So, just come on, get in there. Get in there and be careful. Because now really comes the time when we kind of have to be careful with what we're painting, how we're painting it. Alright, so this little loincloth drapery thing is done. So now we're going to do these leg straps. It's almost hard to tell what is armor and what is strap. Go figure, now that I've been painting all that. Yeah, that was armor, but that's okay, because we can always paint over it. Alright. And I'll have to use this brush for that, since it's kind of back there. Come on. I've seen 9 Inch Nails before. That was a great show. Awesome light show. But they were fantastic live. So if you've ever wanted to see them, by all means, please buy tickets to that. Oh man, I just remembered there's one show in particular. They are finally coming here, and they sold out within like 5 minutes. We didn't have a chance. Honestly, we didn't even try. A bunch of our friends did. and I believe only one couple actually got tickets. And that was to go see Foo Fighters. They're finally coming here. They're going to be at the amphitheater. And, of course, they were saying, tickets were expensive. I'm like, well, yeah, it's Foo Fighters. They can kind of justify that now. I wouldn't expect that to be cheap, just like when I went to go see Elton John. That was not cheap. That was a few hundred just for the two of us, me and Ma. All right. That'll be good for now. I keep grabbing my my paint pot because it's just way back there. That's all right. I don't want it next to me in case I knock it over and have that whole shit show happen. Okay. So we got those. Is that it for all leathery bits? Yeah. Yeah, that'll be it. Let's take once over on this. Make sure. Yeah, okay, so I think it's time for the gold. Like I said, I thought about doing the copper. Oh, I'm jumping ahead of myself. We were going to do that, we were going to do the hair dangling right there, but what color? What color? Let me look at my stash over here. Because already I can't remember what color I had said. But that's okay. Product Flash, Warlock Purple. That would be silly. Funny, but silly. We could just go with a dark stone and then hit it with a lighter color. You know what? We'll just come back to it. We'll jump to the gold. Get a good glob there. All right. Now, anybody who's worked with metallics, you understand. This stuff really destroys brushes after a while. But, it's part of the fun. This was the one part I was afraid to do. I told myself to do it before I put the mini on the base. But it's okay. We got this. All we have to do is pray to the God Emperor for guidance. Roll a d4. And hope we get it. Which it looks like we did. Alright. Some more gold. Yeah, that part probably should have been red. It'll be alright. It'll be alright. Give a little extra oomph. I noticed before I started even painting this, when I was before I even primed it, I was looking at all the detail on the chaos markings, and some of it was not as pronounced as the other bits. And I was just like, well, that friggin' figures, doesn't it, Games Workshop? I'm just kidding. You guys do pretty good work. Okay. Bump it up, bump, 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 bump. Turn you so we can get up under. Slide that brush. Okay. Now we can continue. Yeah, I want to say this gold is definitely going to work out. Whew. Hope everyone's doing all right this week. Let's see. If everything goes according to plan, this should be Friday when I upload this. I almost thought my uploading was going to get all screwed up with Comic-Con. Even though Comic-Con was on, a Saturday and Sunday and uploading on Friday, but still, for basically no reason, I was having anxiety like I was going to have to postpone an upload or something. I mean, worst case, you postpone it, no big deal. If people get upset, I mean, hey, you can't please everyone and life happens, you got to adjust. Or I even thought about just uploading early and getting it done and out of the way. And I was like, nah, let's not touch anything. Just go according to your schedule, you'll be all right. I need to look at this. How am I getting that? All right, we need more paint. But we got to be careful. Because we're getting up in there. Yeah, that's all right. All right. So yeah, like I said, right now we got some Nine Inch Nails on. The song is Disappointed that we're on right now. Next one, if I remember correctly, next track will be Came Back Haunted, which I love this live version of. Oh man, it's so good. I believe when I uploaded my little short on YouTube of all 4 Khorne models, that I used the audio from this because it was just so good. It's just so good. And I do have one more Khorne blood model lined up. Problem is, I don't have one piece. To get 2 pieces would be very nice, but I'm not worried about one of them if I can't get it. I need a jump pack, but of course it needs to be a Chaos jump pack. And then I would like wings. I would very much like wings. But of course, if I can't get it, dude, I ain't not that worried. Because the other, just fine. But either way. Instead of beating around the bush, so my idea is to do a Khornite Sanguinary Guard. So I've been playing the What If game, messing around with a little bit of the lore. Like, what if these guys had actually fallen? And I was trying to think of chapters that would fall to Khorne. And Khorne's been after the Blood Angels and all their successors for a very long time now. And I figured I'd just throw them a bone. And I'd give them some. And in doing so, I have now created my own homebrew warband. So that's been pretty cool. I forgot to paint the other half of that shin, I think. Yep. I plan on doing a little bit of a video on that, I think. So keep an eye out for that. I call them the Fallen Blood. I don't believe that name is taken. I haven't fact checked it. So if it is, let me know. Should be okay. Should. You know how these things are. You know how these things go. Alright, so now we're going to jump to the other leg. We'll see if we can get this done before we have to call it quits on this episode. Alright. And again, I stress, if anybody has some ideas that they would like to see me try, watch that too, but whatever. Yeah, if you have any ideas that you would like to see me try and whatnot, by all means, let me know down in the comments, and we can discuss. Please God, no ultramarine. If I can get some blue spray paint, then I will. And that's just because I don't have any faith in my blue paints that I have right now. They're just not working, man. They're just not working. So it will be okay, but still, part. Let's do this. So I'm trying to be careful. I know the oils from my skin is going to take off paint if I'm not quicker with this. I haven't forgot about those little teeth there. And of course he's got his little kneecap. I can get that later. I'm just trying to make sure I get some of these pieces that'll be harder to get once I put the leg on, because this leg definitely needs to get on there. Botched it again. It's hard with these brushes sometimes. They're getting worn out, man. Painting as often as I have been, they're getting a lot more use. And then, of course, all the metals are just dirtying it all up. And so for today, I was really caught between not just like, do I paint today or do I just do some other videos? What I was really caught with was what to paint. And I'm not going to worry too much about some of that blotching because I know our cheat oil is definitely going to save us. But yeah, like I was saying, I was caught with what am I going to paint. I had this idea and I clipped out another marine to maybe paint that. And I thought it might be a little boring because once I prime it, most of the model is done. However, we've seen that with the Khorne. They wear gray, and I primed them in gray, and it still took us 4 hours or something to paint, something like that, because of all the other stuff that we were doing with it. That banner and the helmet, the chest plate, everything was taking its sweet time. Jeez, man. I just blotched twice in a row right there. Little Nurgle trying to slip my hand, just go black. I was like, nah, it's too clean. It's too clean. We need you to dirty it up. And I say to you, Grandpappy Nurgle, you sit there and be patient, because I have my plans for you. I've been painting one, a Nurgle Marine, not for the show. I've just been kind of painting them. And we'll see how he turns out. It should be interesting. Because I'm going to do the same thing that I do to any of my Nurgle Marines, my Plague Marines. What I do is, I try to stick to the lore in a way. So instead of painting them green, I go with white like they're supposed to be, and then I just apply all the dirty washes that I can until I get the desired color to make it look like you guys are nasty. And speaking of nasty, it is already nastily 30 minutes in. So, I think it's time for us to call it once again. I know we didn't get all that much done. I mean, we got some things done. We got those and whatnot. We got one leg. We got a leg. What's going on over there? Let me see that. Yeah, there's a little bit of gray. But what do I keep preaching? Cheat oil. But I think it's almost time for me to get this leg on there. I might do that off screen. Either way, enough of the chit chat. I will see you guys on the next round. So most likely next week. I don't believe my uploading schedule is going to change for a little bit until the channel really starts to grow and I get more time. Time is what I need. And if I can actually get that far ahead, if I can record that many more models ahead of time, I really could do like twice a week. I don't know if we'll ever get to one a day. That would be fantastic. You know, I'm used to watching things like Game Grumps and whatnot back in the day, and getting them once a day was nice. I mean, I think they did twice a day, and I didn't have time for that. But like once a day is very good. And I would love to be able to do that for y'all. But until then, we're going to stop here. I will see you on the next round. May the Void Father guide your brush, and please stay safe out there, all right? Bye-bye.